Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are continuing our efforts here in support of the Dirty 30 Tour at Bond's Rock Bar. It brings me great pleasure to welcome back an old friend and metal brother, my man, Eddy Garcia from the Pissing Razors. Welcome, Eddy, to the show.
Thank you, brother.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it has been.
Because last time you didn't get in front of the camera. It was Joe and Matt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that's right. Remember, we did it right over here.
Yeah.
Great to finally have you. And I remember when I was coordinating this with Terry, she's like, Rob, what do you want to decide? So I got to sit down with Eddy now because I think this year, 2024, is a pivotal year for the band. Obviously, you guys have reached a milestone in your career with Pissing Razors. And then it made me kind of think back to when I first met you guys in 1998.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. And, you know, we're here in 2024. So that's 30 years, my friend.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have kids. I don't think you had your son yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah. So you're still about 4 years away from that.
Yeah. So we were living pretty wild back then. I remember all the crazy stories and all the liver boxing we've done over the years. So it's been a great relationship, and there's so much that I think that you and the band should be so proud of. So let's get started because I think there's a lot of people, especially outside of our area, who really don't know the history and the nitty-gritty of Pissing Razors. So you were telling me before we started rolling that the band officially started, you and your brother Danny started Pissing Razors in 1994 in El Paso.
Yeah.
What was the, when you started at that young age, what was the vision for the band? What did you want to do?
Well, actually, me and Matt were in another band called Backdoor Cyclops. And
wow.
I was playing bass in that band, and you know, we started off as a cover band. And so as we went along, we ended up writing original songs, like a bunch of songs, but we couldn't play anywhere in El Paso. There was no clubs that would allow you to play original music. You had to play covers.
Oh, really?
So it was really weird. And I mean, so after a while, the main club in El Paso, which reminds me a lot of like Bonds here Bonds, it's called Sasso's. We would sneak our originals in. We would say, "Oh, this is a new one by fucking Pearl Jam," or "This is a new one by so," but it would be our song. And you know, the owners didn't know the fucking difference. So before you know it, our whole set was all originals. You know?
As long as people came out to support and were buying drinks.
Yeah, exactly. So after a while, and that was back in the days when you're playing 7 days a week, you know, in the club. And after a while, they caught on, but they didn't care because it was packed, you know. So I told them, I go, you know what, dude, we're playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're only doing one set. It's all original. Somebody's opening up, but you're paying us the same as if we played all week. And he agreed to it because he knew it was a loss for him if he didn't take the offer. But that's how it worked out. But anyways, getting back to the point, even so, we were still kind of limited on places we could play. So I really have to give props. We went to play in Wichita, Kansas, and we saw a band called Dead Orchestra up there.
Were they a local band?
Yeah. And, man, they were just playing heavy, original shit, no holds barred, and I was blown away by that.
How old were you at that time?
Shit, I was probably maybe late 20s, maybe? Maybe? I don't know.
Late 20s?
Maybe late 20s? Yeah. Or 30? I don't know. 95. Yeah, I think it was maybe 30.
But they gave you like the inspiration to say, hey, we need to do our own thing?
Yeah, you know, and that, getting that instilled in me, and then our original singer, Loco Pelon, he was always coming, he had never been in a band, but he was always writing lyrics, and it was really good stuff, you know, it's like, he's like a big G.G. Allen fan, and so he's writing extreme freaking lyrics. I go, man, I want to put some music to this shit, you know, and that's where the idea for Pissing Razors came about, and he's the one that came up with the name. You know,
Was it part of a lyric?
No, he was talking about a friend of his
Oh.
that caught the clap once, and he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
he felt like he was pissing razors. So, and so
You were
anyway,
like, that sounds cool.
well, yeah, let's do something fucking extreme. Let's give it an extreme name, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool, man. So after that, then how did you go from that to the Razors?
Well, that's so between seeing that orchestra, what they were doing, and then being kind of inspired by this local lyrics, I said I wanted to switch to playing guitar. So I hit my brother up. He wanted to play drums, and I asked Matt if he wanted to play bass. And of course, we had locals singing. And originally, we were just like a hardcore punk band. You know, it was more along the lines of just bass punk. We even covered some G.G. Allen songs. You know, so and I have the original demo tapes that we did with
Oh, wow.
somewhere. I need to put those out.
I'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
So, in 1996, you guys, as Pissing Razors, released Psycho Punko Metal Groove.
Right.
And, of course, you guys were still kind of like this really indie local band in El Paso at that time. But it was really a couple of years later, in 1998, when you guys got the Noise deal and released the kind of self-titled record.
Right.
How did the deal with Noise happen?
It was really weird, man. After Local left, that's when we got Joe, and I went to playing drums, and that's when we got Rick as well. And that's when things kind of started evolving into what it kind of is today. And so throughout that time, me and my brother had a club in El Paso, and it was just for original bands. So a bunch of the bands that would come through, we would open up for, and we got hit. I think Stuck Mojo hit us up. It was like, "Hey, you guys have a record deal?" We're like, "No, man." It's like, "We're gonna call our label, tell them about you guys." And then
so Stuck Mojo was on Noise already.
they were on Century Media.
Oh, okay.
So they were trying to get us signed to Century Media. Then I think Exodus came through with Skin Lab, and they reached out to their labels, telling them about us. And so, of course, I'm reaching out, calling these labels, and they're like, "Yeah, whatever. Yeah, send it to demo tape. We're not interested, whatever." And so we made it a point to go to LA and start playing out there. And I would call all of these contacts that I had through bands that we had opened up for, and nobody would show up to our shows. Fucking not one of them. So the last time that we went, we were playing in Canoga Park. And it was a pretty big show. I think Snot and I think System of a Down were like the headliners. And that was before they were signed. And we were like low guys on the totem pole. We played pretty early. But get done with the set.
And where was that show at?
At Canoga Park. I can't remember the name of the place.
Where's that at? Canoga Park.
It's part of LA, like a suburb.
Oh,
of LA,
okay.
And so we get done playing our set, and this fucking drunk guy comes up to me. "Hey, man, I need a CD. I'm with Noise Records, blah, blah." But he's fucking shit-faced, right? So I'm thinking, this guy's just trying to fucking bum a CD off of me. He's like, "Yeah, sure, all right, I'll talk to you in a minute, man." So he goes away, and he comes back with a beer for me, right? So it's like, "Thanks, dude, fucking." So I start kind of quizzing him on, some, names in the business, agents, and this and that, and he knew who they all were. I'm like going, "Oh, maybe this guy's legit,"
Yeah.
So next thing you know, we're out in the van. We're fucking listening to some new demo stuff that we've done. "Yeah, cool, man. Let me have that." Blah, blah, and then, so that's how it all started. And his name was Chris Roberts. And, I haven't talked to him in a while, but we're still friends to this day. But that's how it started. And
wow.
Got the wheels rolling.
And what a historical record in the history of Texas metal. And I think unbeknownst to all of us was that the great Andy Sneap now produced that record.
Yep.
And I just remember listening to that record and thinking, "Oh my God, this sounds fucking amazing."
Right.
So, I mean, he definitely had a big part in the success of that record.
He definitely helped us out with pre-production, especially.
Yeah.
Because our arrangements were kind of like all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
And
he kind of made it more into a flowing song.
Yeah, streamlined it for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the whole of the story there, how we got to work with Andy.
Uh-huh.
So
I thought, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I thought that Noise at that time was like signing all these killer bands, and that whoever they signed, Sneap was going to do their record. Was that it?
No, I think we were the first ones that he worked with. And what happened there was, so we work out the record deal, sign the contract, and the label owner, Carl Walterbach, he was like, well, who do you guys want to produce your record? You know, and it's like, and at that time, Machine Head's More Things Change had just come out. Fucking that record sounds fucking just heavy and just fucking killer. And I go, well, I'd like to have Colin Richardson do our record. He goes, I told him why, and he goes, well, I heard there was problems on that recording with Colin, and I heard that Andy Sneap and Rob remixed the entire record. And I go, really? I go, well, Andy Sneap's our guy. And that's how he reached out to Andy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he reached out to Andy, and we ended up working with him, you know?
Wow. Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah. And so obviously that record broke open a lot of doors for you guys. I think Pissing Rage became like a national name because of that record. And then thereafter, it was like you guys were putting out a record from every fucking year from 98, 99, 2000, up until 2001.
Yep.
Every fucking year. So did that happen because Noise was like, they saw how great the first record did and they were just like, come on guys, keep pushing out a new product? Or
I don't think they were expecting it to do, and not that it did great, but it did a lot better than the other stuff that they were doing at the time, and a lot better than expected. So at that point, they were like, well, let's get another one out. And so when we did the second record, Cast Down the Plague, they really pushed that one and did a lot of press for us. And we, Andy couldn't come into the States for whatever reason. It was some visa thing. And so they flew us out to Germany so we could record over there.
Wow.
And so I mean, it was cool, man. I mean, it was a pretty exciting time.
Yeah. I remember supporting the band in Austin at the back room for Cast, and I remember it was good times. Thereafter, after that record, that was kind of like the last record that Lynch was involved. Matt Lynch was involved in the record. Then he left the band. We don't need to talk about why he left the band, but I do want to ask you, how did that affect you? Were you concerned, or did you kind of feel at that time because of the great momentum that Razors had, that you guys could, that you feel confident that we could still continue and be strong?
I've never wanted anybody to leave the band. For his reasons for leaving, that's his personal stuff. But we definitely tried everything to try and keep him in the band and keep him active. But
right.
It just wasn't possible. And so when he did leave, I noticed that Caesar, who was our guitar tech, I knew he could play, and so upon knowing that, I told Caesar, I go, listen, dude, it wouldn't be a bad idea if you learn all these songs. One of these days you might have to play them. And, that's what ended up happening. And literally we had 3 days in between a European tour to start a stateside tour. We had one rehearsal with Caesar, and it was just me, Caesar, and Joe, because Rick couldn't make it. And we went off, we took off on tour and didn't miss a beat,
Caesar's, even at that stage in his career, was pretty fucking solid.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking solid.
Very solid player.
Yeah, and I think the fans too felt, it's all still good.
Yeah.
Because Fields of Disbelief was an amazing record. I love that record.
It was.
I still jam it.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud of everything we've done. I mean, the last one, Evolution, that we did was, it was rushed. Again, we were being pressured to finish the record. You know, 2 guys had left the band, and I'm trying to make, make that chemistry, and you just can't do it like in a month or 2. It takes months of playing together to really get a click together, you know.
Sure.
So it really wasn't, you know, Matt DeFabio's or Andre's fault for that, but, you know, in retrospect, I should have just said, we're not done with this record, but I'm not going to turn it in when you fucking want it. I'll turn it in next year or the year after that when it's fucking ready, you know. And that's the only regret I have for that. It could have been better.
Okay, I mean, in what regards? Like the production, or did you feel like some of the songs still needed to be fleshed out, or what?
Yeah, that, I mean, production-wise, I think we needed, the 4 of us, me, Rick, Matt, DeFabio, and Andre, we needed to have more playing time under our belts before we even got into recording. You know, that way to give them a fair shot at presenting it in a better way, you know. Not that it was terrible, but it could have been better.
And for all of you fans out there, Eddy's referring to the 2001 release on Spitfire Records.
Shitfire.
Where We Come From. I'm sorry,
No.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution, 2003. Evolution, 2003. Let's just take one little step back. Where we come from, with my old buddy Jason Dewey Bragg on vocals. I think 2 was also kind of like, I think a pivotal time in the band's history, because Joe Rodriguez had stepped out, who fans had come to know as the frontman of the band, and you guys brought Jason in, and nobody knew who the fuck he was really at that time.
Yeah.
And then again, I was like, yeah, this record fucking kicks ass. And I remember I went out and saw the show at Medieval Nights. Remember Medieval Nights?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah. And you guys have footage from that show. And you guys came out and fucking killed it with Dewey. And I thought, man, these guys can't go wrong. I mean, it's all like still pretty fucking strong. That was a solid record. And I think about, I don't know, within the past year, I can't remember what it was, an anniversary of the record or something, and I even did a write-up on it, and I just fucking love that record too.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty proud of everything that we've done. You know, we definitely tried to make every single record to where you can listen to it front to back, and it's like there's no duds in there, you know, or try to anyways. But you know, that's the goal anyways.
Yeah. We're sitting here in 2024, 30-year career for the RAZORS. Did you think that you'd still be doing it at this point?
You know what? I really don't think ahead that far, to be quite honest with you. I kind of live in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm definitely happy that we're still doing it and still able to do it. You know, thank God we all have our health and
right.
You know, we're able to do this. So, but,
I'm surprised.
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised.
What are you trying to say, Rob?
I don't know. I thought you guys would be on the fucking liver transplant list by now. Seriously, like, who was I talking? Oh, I interviewed fucking Sammy from Godor not too long ago, and he said, "Yeah, we're gonna be in El Paso." I said, "Oh man," I said, "Don't be fucking drinking with Eddy and them." He goes, "Oh yeah, I fucking party with those dudes." he was acting like a badass. I was like, "I don't know, dude." I said, "Those fucking guys."
Hey, how about Acid Bath getting together?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's fucking killer, man.
That's killer. Yeah.
I'm so happy for that dude.
Wow.
Because he's been plugging it away for ever since then, you know.
Yeah.
You know, with everything, so.
He too. I think Goat Horse celebrated their 25th anniversary not too long ago. So, yeah. So we were talking about liver boxing and all that shit. I told him, I said I learned my lesson a long time ago. And then I even shared with him the story about us drinking moonshine. Remember we were drinking moonshine in Austin?
Yeah.
And we even talked about that. So, yeah, man. Good times. So we're here celebrating 30 years, and you know, you're still here and you're still going strong. When you think back, though, real quick, do you have any regrets or anything you would do over?
I think I've said this in the past. You know, when we were going out to LA, it's like I would have asked the band, let's move to LA for like 6-8 months,
oh, really?
And just go out there and play as much as possible, because during that time it was like, you know, System of a Down was being sought after, Snot was being sought after, Static X was getting signed around that time, and they were all getting pretty big freaking record deals, and I think we could have been in that pool.
Yeah.
But you know, and you know, we just didn't know.
Yeah.
So we would just go out there, you know, whenever we could. You know, we went out there like 4 times. The fourth
How
time.
far of a drive is that from El Paso?
About 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still significant.
Yeah.
So thereafter, you guys took a hiatus.
Yeah. We never really announced that we were broken up, because we, you know, after that tour in 2004, Rick got hired with Ministry to play guitar, and then soon after I got hired to play bass, and so we went on tour with Ministry, and then when that was done, soon after that I started doing a front of house for Overkill. And
Right.
Yeah, and then so you know, and you know, after that last record, Evolution, I mean, it was stressful just trying to get everything together in every way, recording it, writing the music, you know, freaking, and just, you know, I was just like, you could say I was kind of burnt out.
Yeah. And 18 years later, right? 18 years later?
No, 20. So 2004 to 2024.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about the reunion.
That was in 2015, I think.
Yeah, the reunion.
Yeah.
How did the discussions for the reunion begin? Was there anything that happened? Because I think what was significant too is not just that the Razors were going to come back, but that the Razors were going to come back with Matt Lynch too. I think that was pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that's really the only way to do it, really. I mean, you know, have the original guys back, you know. And I forgot how it came up or who brought it up, but I mean, you know, I was never against it. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it, you know. So, we talked to Rick a few times, and he's just took a different life course at this point, and he's a family man, and so that's when me and Gio had been playing together doing the Pantera tribute, and so me and him, we already gelled. I mean, I knew he was the guy for the band. I knew
he can pull it off.
Yeah, and so it was a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were there any? I mean, because when you get back together with a core group like that, after so long, I would think that there would be some deep conversations that needed to happen. Was there anything significant or deep that you guys had to come to terms with as you said, okay, let's do this again, or we're going to do this different, or anything like that?
I think Matt was at first a little apprehensive about playing any of the stuff that Caesar did.
Yeah.
And it's like, as time went along, it's like, well, we got to start. We got a lot of catalog, man. So it's like we have to play everything.
Right.
And everything's cool. We got through all that, and it was nothing really over the top.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, everybody left the band for proper reasons. Joe left. I mean, he had kids, and and Matt had his daughter. And we're on the road and we're not making money. You know what I mean? So it's hard to come back and you probably don't have a place to live.
Right.
So it was mainly financial reasons why most everybody left.
Sure. Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, for sure.
To do your art and to be up there on that stage. Did you guys have any songs in the bank from the old days, or did you start from scratch?
Well, no, we're actually going to re-record a song called "Fuck You Up" that's on Psycho Metal Groove.
Yeah.
And so when I remixed that record, we had recorded it on an ADAT on 8 tracks. So I found like 3 tunes that we had never released. So they're all on the re-release. So that's why there's like 18 or 19 songs on that record.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
were those songs like originally like on tape?
They were,
because that was before the digital era.
Yeah, no, that was they were on ADAT tape.
Okay,
so,
okay.
So they were on 8 tracks. I just remixed them, and it actually I was surprised because I did the drum replacement with Superior Drummer, kept all the performance. It was
right.
But just did the drum sound replacement with a Superior Drummer, and then actually the guitar tones and the bass tones were pretty freaking okay. So if you pick up that record or you stream it online, the latest one, I mean it's
sounds good.
It's okay.
Sounds fucking tight.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, I was having a talk with a local band here today, and I meet so many young bands now who are just so savvy in using stuff like Superior Drummer.
I mean,
and stuff.
back then you're tone hunting for everything, and that's an art form that's been lost by the wayside because there's plugins for everything and everything sounds fucking good, but the thing is, everybody sounds the same.
Yeah. So when you guys were doing Eulogy Death March, did you at all think, oh, let's shop this to a label, or did you feel that the industry had changed so much that it's like, we come out on top if we just stay DIY?
Yeah, we put feelers out for sure, and everything that was offered to us was like, my question that I give to them, I would say, hey, well, what can you do for us that we can't do for ourselves?
Right.
And nobody had a proper answer, so it's like, oh, fuck it, man. We'll just put it on ourselves.
Sure. Yeah, it's changed so much.
Yeah.
And then with, the internet and all these different sites where people can buy your music, and the proceeds will go to you first, and, it works out. So you're here back in San Antonio. I can't quite recall how long has it been since the last time that we saw each other? Over a year?
Over a year.
Yeah, over a year.
Yeah.
In support of the Dirty 30 tour, you guys have Salem's Child direct support. And I love their record, man. They're good guys.
Yeah, guys.
Great guys.
Yeah.
Good people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good people. You've been playing shows for a long time. So at this point, you still enjoy playing live and traveling and all the stuff that goes with it? Because I know it's not easy.
The thing about it is, it's like the reason I worked for the Overkill guys for so long, because I just fucking like those guys. It's fun to go out with those cats. Traveling, you're in a tour bus, easy,
Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's like with us. I mean, we're all a little older now, and so we have the means to rent an RV, and everybody's comfortable, and it's not too bad, I don't like flying. It's just a pain in the ass. I'd rather fucking just hop on a bus and just get on the road.
Just
Boom,
go.
Let's go.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as you still enjoy, at least the time on stage, that's the most important thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's the 60 minutes or 90 minutes of your fucking day that counts the most. Yeah.
What is part of the set list for tonight? Can you share a little bit? Are you doing the whole catalog? Or?
Yeah, we're covering pretty much something off all the records, going back to 95 all the way through today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man. I love for you guys to play it all, because a
cover that we're going to be recording soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get there. That was my next question. Is there another record left in the band?
Yeah, Matt's already got some stuff written. I got an idea for a song as well. We got that cover that we're talking about, and then probably something else. So it's just a matter of when we get done with this little cycle of touring, and hopefully maybe get an EP done in January, February, sometime.
Nice. I'd love to see it, man. So, do you want to do any more shows this year, or like after this little run, you're done until next year?
I think we're doing Chicago, a Metal Fest in Chicago on November 3rd.
Wow.
We're flying up there for that one.
Wow.
And then get back, and then we're playing with Crowbar back home at the Lowbrow Palace.
I saw that.
Yeah, November 7th.
Yeah.
And I think after that, we'll probably just chill out for the rest of the year and try to get some stuff recorded.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's always kind of cool to chill during the holidays. I'll see Kirk on November 6th. He'll be here.
So we'll see him a couple days later.
I'm going to sit down with him. And it's so kind of weird. Like, the last time I interviewed that dude was in 1999.
Oh, shit.
November to Dismember.
Oh,
you were
shit.
there.
Yeah.
That was the last time I interviewed him.
That's when I was chasing fucking John Finberg around trying to pee on him.
We interviewed that day too.
Yeah.
November to Dismember, 1999,
yeah.
Live Oak. Yeah, it's so cool how things have come full circle. So Eddy, thank you so much for sharing. I know it's a madhouse in here tonight. I'm about to pull out my gun and shoot some people, But any last words? Anything I missed? Anything you want to share with people around the world who'll watch this interview?
Well, first of all, I hear Bonds is going to be closing down soon.
This is I'm glad you bring that up because I was remiss not to say, you in our chat here tonight in this madness represents the final interview that Rob's MetalWorks will do in this club. So it's kind of commemorative for the Dirty 30 and commemorative for the fact that this bar is going away, and even if they relocate somewhere, that it won't be here.
Yeah, it's such a cool place. You walk in and it's rock and roll all the way around, hands down. Period.
They're tearing this fucking place to the ground, bro.
Yeah, that sucks, man. But what can you do?
Es la vida, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen so many in my tenure. I've seen so many clubs come and go, promoters come and go, bands come and go. And that's just the way it is,
Yeah.
And I hope that that something new will pop, for all our local scene.
Yeah, I mean,
musicians.
look around, this fucking, ton of people here fucking enjoying a Friday night, man. It's fucking awesome,
Yeah, it's gonna be a killer show tonight. I can't wait to see you perform tonight. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Always a great pleasure to sit down with you and to see you. You've always, you're like, I've always tell people who ask me about you, I was like, man, I said, fucking Eddy's the coolest dude. I said, I have so many memories with that dude, and good times, and I've always been a real fan of the band. Almost my whole career doing Robs, I've been a fan of the Razors. So I'm so happy that you're sharing that there's new music coming from the band in 2025, and that you guys aren't stopping.
No, it's like as long as I can fucking kick them bass drum pedals, man, I'm good.
Yeah, stay in shape. All right, thank you, Eddy. Remember, everybody, you got all the scoop on the lowdown. Really, we just did a retrospective on the history of the Pissing Razors, and as you heard the man say, more to come. You go out there, for some of you around the country who are not familiar with the band, go out there, look at their catalog on all your favorite music media outlets. You saw Eddy from the Razors right here on Rob's Metal Works.